Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the UC San Diego Extended Studies Showcase 2023. I'm Jenny Van Meter. I'm the Communications and Public Relations Manager for Extended Studies. And I just want to share, I have been in my position since May, but despite being a UC San Diego alumna, who took advantage of Extended Studies courses as a student and beyond. And despite being a UC San Diego staff member for 13 years on the main campus and knowing about Extended Studies programs and events, the past four and a half months at Extended Studies as a staff member has been a huge eye-opener. I had no idea the scope of work that's being done here and all the ways to get involved. So with that theme, we've created the showcase for you today to really open your eyes to the opportunities and possibilities of partnering with Extended Studies to advance your professional and personal goals. And we have a fantastic day ahead. A couple housekeeping items. The breakfast that you're enjoying will be up until 10 a.m. We are not allowing food and beverages in the Guggenheim Theater, so please enjoy here in the forum lobby, but enjoy. And ambassadors, we have ambassadors throughout the room. You will find them. They have magenta name badges with a little Ask Me sticker at the top. Please use them, turn to them. They can help you navigate the day. An overview of what's happening. We're going to kick off with some leadership remarks in a second. And that will take us to about 9 o'clock. Then we're going to transition into the Guggenheim Theater, which is just behind this wall. We will have in there a panel presentation that's going to illuminate some of our campus partnerships and hopefully inspire you and ignite your imagination. And then we'll have a taste of Extended Studies mini course to give you kind of a glimpse at the kinds of classes that we offer. That is going to take us to the 11 a.m. hour, and from 11 to 12, we'll have guided tours throughout Park and Market. If you haven't signed up, we're doing that at the check-in table, so feel free to add your name to a list. You can also explore the upstairs on your own in the Digital Gym Cinema and the public gallery upstairs. We have UC TV 30th anniversary retrospectives that you can take advantage of and learn all about UC TV and their excellent programming. And then we will be transitioning from 1 to 3:45 to virtual sessions available via Zoom webinar. And those are panels and presentations that, again, illuminate the partnerships, the types of partnerships that we do. And then we're back here at Park and Market in the evening for our arts and culture programming. We kick that off at 4:30 with our Sole Sombra arts exhibition, which you can see upstairs on the second floor. We'll have an artist reception with Julia San Ramon. And at 7 o'clock, we'll be back with our acclaimed Intersections concert featuring Don Byron. So it's a full jam-packed day. We hope you enjoy it all. And with that, I am very pleased to bring up our Dean of Extended Studies, Hugo Villar.
Thank you, Jenny. So first of all, welcome. And thank you for being here and wanting to learn more about the division. We are part of the University of California, San Diego, and as such, I have the privilege of leading an amazing group of people who are deeply committed to serving the community. So that is the mission, in a short sentence, of the Division of Extended Studies. Serve as a connector between the community and the amazing work that is going on at a top research university in this country. So that connection, we reflect it in different ways. One of the ways in which we like to see ourselves is as empowering individuals to achieve their goals. Everybody has their own personal story and their own personal goals. Could be career advancement, could be an interest in a particular subject, or it could be personal enrichment for no reason at all. And in all those cases, we try to serve the community. We serve more than 40,000 learners that came to us I hesitate to call them students because they are not students in the conventional sense. They are people who come to us with their own set of goals and really to learn. We serve more than 40,000 people, as I said, over a year's period, and they normally take 2 or 3 classes with us. So we have around 100,000 enrollments to manage every year. We don't do that just for a specific period of time, but we do it throughout the lifespan of the individual. We do not focus on professional development alone. We also serve the entire needs of the individual, from pre-collegiate programs all the way to the amazing programs that we have for 50+, OSHER, and so on. Some of my colleagues have different ways of looking at it. I like to talk about the programs. We have programs in lactation that serve infants, all the way to programs for 55 plus, like OSHER. So the full spectrum, including our own matriculated students that we help in refining some skills that they may need for future work. All of this we do while trying to embrace the inclusive aspects of the university with equitable access. Some of the programs that we carry out are aiming towards bridging gaps that exist in society. For example, we run a post-baccalaureate program, and that program prepares people to go into the School of Medicine. Not our School of Medicine alone, but any School of Medicine. And it's helping primarily individuals who are from underrepresented groups in the applicant pool to schools of medicine. So in that way, we're trying to bridge a gap by addressing the needs of specific groups. We do that also extensively with our pre-collegiate programs, try to make sure that first-generation students have the tools that they need to succeed in the university. We don't do that just locally. This is a global research university. It's one of the, depending on what ranking you want to believe, but we are always at the top of anyone's lists of public universities, public research universities. So we have global reach. And our English Language Institute, as well as our UPS program, where people from different countries come and take courses at UC San Diego, are bridging the gap between our society and the rest of the world. So again, it's an example of the power of this division in connecting the university with the world. And we have launched in the last year and a half a project that we call Mi Universidad, which is specifically, and it's jointly with the ABC for EDI, targeting the Hispanic community. So we offer courses in Spanish for people who are trying to get into the university, but also to up their skill set. 30% of our students and the division come from outside the geographic area of UC San Diego. So it's a testament to the reach of the division as well. We try to innovate for positive change. You are going to hear throughout the day the words community, partnership, all the time. You already heard it a couple of times when Jenny was talking. And the idea there is that we are part of the community, and we need to understand the community and its needs if we are going to be able to serve them appropriately. And for that, we have a Center for Research and Evaluation that essentially carries out that mission. Understand the markets, where are the job opportunities for the people who come to us, but also look at the different programs and programmatic needs that are needed in our community. So we want to be, it's always a work in progress, a division that is evidence-based, that is data-driven. Not all the data that we need is there, and we're always working to try to improve our systems and processes. But it's fundamental to us to try to invest. I think we have a duty to invest in the most effective ways to advance the goals of the university. We don't do this alone, and like I said, we are all geared by relationships with partners and with different community leaders. We integrate the resources of the university with the talent and resources available in the community, right? So in that way, we're a connector, but not a one-way connector. We don't go from the university. We are from the University of California, San Diego, and therefore we'll tell you how to do it. We also listen to the community and try to bring the knowledge from the community into the university in different ways. We need to involve employers, for example, to determine where the next round of job opportunities are. Everybody's talking about AI, right? So we're having conversations with different employers to see what are the ways in which they are planning to deploy artificial intelligence. And that's going to determine what's going to happen in the job market in the next 5 years or 3 years. And we have to be prepared for that. In that sense, we are positioned to be a rapid deployment force for the university. A new opportunity arises in the marketplace for knowledge. People are hungry to learn about a particular topic. We can quickly deploy programs because we tap into the resources of the community as well as the university. And by bringing those two and leveraging them together, we can respond rapidly. We have over 100 different programs of study that were created by involving employers, and that ensures that we have economic vitality in our region, primarily. 2/3 of our students come from this region, but also that there is a global economic vitality for the talent that is here in San Diego. So it's associating the university with the talent that exists worldwide. And we finalize our mission or round up our mission by diffusing information and creating experiences for individuals that enrich them. We create quality information. We have UCTV, which is the university system channel that is run out of San Diego, and that produces high-quality information. We also have lecture series where we bring in to San Diego different individuals that are at the top of their game on different topics. We have the Helen Edison lecture series, the Burke series. This evening, you're going to hear, or if you're here, and I invite you to come here, one of the concerts in the Intersections series. And that is to create an experience that invigorates you and enriches you to go back into the community rejuvenated, and with that force, ganas, like they say in Spanish, willingness to do. Our job is part of the outreach of the university. We serve an integral part. We are an integral part of the fabric of the university. We serve as a two-way connector and the many communities it serves. We bridge the university with the community, but we also bridge the different actors that are trying to solve problems in the community. So sometimes two community organizations, and we have a perfect example of that in the fourth floor here, where we brought different public interest organizations together so that they can solve problems for the community at large, right? So we are building bridges between the university and the community and among the different stakeholders interested in serving as catalysts for positive change by advancing global access, equity, social and economic mobility throughout the educational enrichment across the lifespan. That last part, I read it because it's our mission statement, and I don't want to get it wrong. But it's exactly what we are doing, right? And that's exactly what we have been talking about. And now, without much more to say, I'm here. I'll be here all day long. So if you want to reach out and ask me questions, I will bend your ear like crazy. You don't want to. But if you are so disposed, I'll be happy to talk to you about the division. And from the time that came to UC San Diego, EVC Siemens has been an active partner in defining the role of DES within the university. She did it from before I became dean. She had an interest in leveraging the assets of the division, when it was called extension, to serve the entire university and to integrate it more tightly into the role of the university. And that has been wonderful, both for the division, and I want to say that also for the university, because it has propelled progress that would have been hard to do by us alone or without some of the capabilities that extended studies has. So the EVC Siemens has given a lot of thought of the role of these professional and continuing education units within the university systems, not just ours, but she has been a wonderful boss to have. So, because she is a thought leader, she's a thoughtful person who has an understanding of our mission. So, without any more, Elizabeth Simmons.
Well, thanks so much, Hugo. It's a real pleasure to be here with everybody in this wonderful space to have everybody have a chance to immerse themselves in the Division of Extended Studies for the day. And so truly, I hope you all feel very welcome here at UC San Diego at Park and Market. This is one of the new parts of the university, this structure that we're particularly proud of because it does represent this embedding of the university within the community of San Diego, not just of La Jolla. And being here and being able to work directly day after day with community members in San Diego is so fundamental to everything that we want to do as a student-centered, research-focused, service-oriented, public research university. Public, always. And this facility is really a big part of how UC San Diego has been reimagining extended studies, the role of extended studies within the university, the partnership of other pieces of the university with extended studies so that we can continue to make a difference for the world. So to give a little bit of history, in case anybody doesn't know it, since opening its doors more than 50 years ago, Extended Studies has grown to be a regional, national, and indeed global model of university outreach for education, research, civic engagement, workforce development, and so forth, and evolving to meet actual community demand and actual public needs has always been the foundation of how Extended Studies does its work. So, for example, we developed some of the nation's earliest interdisciplinary education and assistance programs focusing on high-tech and science-based industries back in the 1980s. We identified the need for on-demand learning in the 1990s, long before the pandemic forced everybody to pay a lot of attention to that, and we became one of the first providers of online courses. We launched a groundbreaking media outlet, which Dean Villar referred to, which today offers more than 200 original programs connecting the university to millions of viewers and earning dozens of national and international awards, including 7 Emmys. I could go on about the many firsts that Extended Studies has had throughout its history, and Dean Villar has already volunteered to tell you about all of them if you go have a cup of coffee with him during the day. But really what I want to emphasize is that extended studies has established a very strong track record of expanding access to world-class academic programming and to building partnerships that help the community advance its own priorities and the priorities of the individuals in the community. Now, there have been ongoing shifts, not surprisingly, in the landscape of higher education. I'm sure you see the newspaper articles that refer to these things. And at the same time, UC San Diego has been working to transform intellectually, physically, and culturally to become more of a recognized destination for arts and culture, as well as for education and research and healthcare. And thinking about those shifts in the landscape and about the transformation that the university is working on enabled Dean Villar and me and many other partners in extended studies and in other parts of the university to think about ways that we could better leverage the strengths of extended studies to advance our shared strategic priorities. And what we realized was that the traditional way of having the old university extension operate as a very separate auxiliary enterprise that was off doing its own thing and would periodically report back on what it was doing, which was like the models that were used at most leading universities. It was a very common model, but it wasn't necessarily the model that would help all of us do what we actually wanted to accomplish together. So in line with the Triton culture of collaboration and innovation and not taking tradition as the way you just have to keep doing things, we developed an inclusive process to think about how extended studies really should evolve to have the best future it could have and the future that's most integrated with the rest of the university. And so we are now working collectively across all of academic affairs, including extended studies, to drive innovation and fuel economic growth and enable diverse learners to meet the goals that they set for themselves and to be able to make an impact on our campus, in our city, in our region, and indeed beyond. And through this evolutionary process, which in true UC San Diego fashion, we had a Senate administration work group, and it had a charge and a timeline, and it produced a report. But the report was actually used. The report became the cornerstone for actually making changes in things as mundane as the software instances that extended studies used. Turned out there was duplication with the software that the rest of campus was using. Why would we do that? Why wouldn't we unify? Because we have students who take courses both on main campus and with extended studies. Why would we duplicate and make life harder for the students? So there were logistical things, but then far more profound things like academic departments that wanted to get involved in maybe doing some executive education. We could help them realize through this tighter partnership and through naming extended studies as a cross-cutting division, the way we have a division of undergraduate education, of graduate education and postdoctoral affairs, having this cross-cutting division of extended studies has begun to make academic departments realize that if they want to get into that new educational space, they have a partner who's very experienced that they could come work with. They don't have to see that new space as scary or unknowable or unattainable. They could work together and then do some great things together. And so there's been we're in the middle of a profound philosophical shift as well on the parts of the schools and the departments that all goes back to this evolution of how extended studies exists within the university. So as this now, having the status of a cross-cutting division, now extended studies is it's able to do more than before because it does both the things that have been for a long time part of its core mission, the things it uniquely does within the university, and it's able to move into that liminal space between degree programs and programs for non-matriculated students to explore the boundaries and the blending in ways that weren't possible before for extended studies or for the more traditional academic departments. And that is the really exciting part of the history of extended studies right now. It's what makes me so excited to be working with extended studies and to be here today for this showcase where we can all gain a deeper appreciation of everything that the modern extended studies is. So thank you all for being here. I'm delighted to be here, and I look forward to the program.